Hey folks, I'm in Edinburgh today, in Princes Street. Edinburgh is in Tier 3. I'm going to give you a comparison. If you can remember the video that I made in April on the lockdown, and everywhere was absolutely deserted. There were nobody going around. Well, it's a big contrast today, here on Friday the 18th of December 2020. And I'm going to show you around. I'm going to show you up the Princes Street and round about the other streets, and you'll notice a difference. The restrictions have been eased off a little bit. People are going back into the shops. There's a few takeaways, a few pubs doing restaurant only. Maybe a few of them doing a takeaway as well. But anyway, here we go folks, and we're going to start off just now, and this is Princes Street right now. Starting off, and you can see there's a lot more people going around, a lot more traffic about. And it's a big difference from the lockdown situation in April. Here we go folks. I think a lot of the people will be relieved that they're able to get back on moving again. The latest figures show transmission rates have risen across the region over recent weeks. And the health authority says the east of the country is now the COVID hotspot of Scotland. There they are folks. It comes as the NHS Lothian recorded 140 new daily coronavirus cases on Wednesday, surprising NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde for the first time, which had 109 people testing positive for the virus. NHS Lothian said that due to the alarming rise in the rate across the region, it is calling on all Lothian residents to pull together now to stop the spread over the festive season. Callum Campbell, Chief Executive of NHS Lothian, said the rate of transmission is not only higher here now than it is in the West, it's still climbing. So we need everyone to stop and think and do the right thing. It is the responsibility of every one of us to follow the rules. If we can do that, we may face more stringent restrictions. With Christmas round the corner, that's the last thing anyone wants. Well, there we are folks. It is the last thing that everyone wants. There are tight restrictions coming up ahead. So we just have to carry on, think positive and stick to the rules. As you see, there's a lot more people in and around, walking about. If you can remember in April there when we did the video with reference to the lockdown. This street was absolutely deserted, along with the whole of Edinburgh actually. The whole of the country I think was on the lockdown then, and it was desertion throughout the whole of the city. Now you can see the people are being able to get out and about now, which will relieve a lot of them, because they are being anxious and getting down with reference to this condition that everybody is having to face. We just hope that everybody does stick to the rules, so we don't have a spike in January in the new year. Because that's what the scientists and the health officials are predicting. If we don't stick to the rules over Christmas, i.e., you know, watching your visitors on Christmas Day and keeping them to a minimum, sticking to the rules, and with that rule in place, I think it'd make a big difference. I know that Christmas time is a time when everyone, families, etc., get together. It will be a very difficult situation, because families are expecting to see each other over Christmas Day, you know. But just have to see what happens. I hope that so we don't need to get a knock back in January. As you can see, the street is a lot busier now. What many days left now to go to Christmas? So people getting the last minute Christmas shopping done while they can. Musicians around to try and cheer us all up. A little piper here in the corner. And it's, as I say, it's nice to see busking pipers cheering us up along Princess Street. This young piper is playing in Princess Street, and we may get a Christmas carol out of him or something like that. How are you today, young man?
Good.
Thanks for playing your pipes here today.
Yeah.
And as I say, let's hope that this Tier 3 doesn't last long, and let's hope that the vaccine works.
Yes.
And we can get back to some kind of a normality.
Yeah.
And you're going to play us a tune now?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to give your name or not?
I don't mind.
You don't mind? Your name's?
Alexander Miller.
That's fine. Here we go then, folks. Here's Alexander. Well done, Alex. Well done. See you later. Keep up the good work. So that was young Alex, folks, playing the pipes for us in Princess Street, giving us a little bit of cheer. As you see, lots more people getting out and about. And I think if we stick to the rules, you know, it won't be long until we can reach that pinnacle where we can get complete freedom, you know. It'd be nice to get rid of these masks. Anyway, vaccine coming up. Just have to see what's going to happen with that. We'll keep our fingers crossed. There is a new strain, I believe it's down south. A new strain of COVID, and I'm not sure whether this vaccine that we have just now is going to be able to counteract this new strain that's coming up. So again, scientists are poised for this. We'll just have to see what happens. Bus services are coming again. Regular. And as you can see, there's more people going around. Princess Street's becoming more active now, thank goodness for that, after that long period of lockdown again. Some people are happy anyway. Taxis waiting there for business. Business must be very slow for them at the present moment. I heard that one taxi driver only been enough for a cup of coffee the other day there, so it is pretty tough for them as well. Tough for everyone really, all the shopkeepers, all the pubs, all the cafes, etc, etc. It is a tough time, challenging time. Primark, one of the busiest stores in the country, all over. Holding the road. You can see everyone wants to go in. See how busy this shop is? It's probably one of the busiest shops going. See how busy it is, Primark's. Always a popular shop. Always seem to be busy. percentages off now.
It's not one of those things.
Yes, a big difference. Release, if you like, some of the restrictions. So, if you want to enjoy a safe, happy Christmas, please take action now. Keep your distance from people who are not within your household. The number of people that you have interactions with, and only shop for essential items. Wear face coverings, wash your hands. We all know what to do, so please, let's pull together. One great big collective effort. NHS Lothians say it recognises that most members of the public want to do the right thing when it comes to COVID-19. But with transmission rates rising, it is essential that people follow all guidance as closely as possible. The current COVID rules will be relaxed in Scotland between December 23rd and 27 to allow people to travel within the UK and spend Christmas together. However, the First Minister said on Wednesday that the government would toughen its Christmas guidance. On Thursday in Parliament, Nicola Sturgeon reiterated that guidance to stress minimising the number of time spent in other households, and that 3 households should be an absolute maximum, and advised non-travelling from high prevalence to low prevalence areas. Tougher restrictions, including a potential lockdown after the festive period, have not been ruled out by Deputy First Minister John Sweeney. The high wind near us now, folks. Weather seems to be getting pretty wild. However, we'll continue. Still going along Princess Street. As you can see, the area where the Edinburgh Christmas market used to be is empty. There is no Christmas market in Edinburgh this year. Solitary hamburger sausage stall there. Marks and Spencer's. Princess Street, Marks and Spencer's, Edinburgh. Walter Scott's monument. No. A tightening of restrictions before Christmas cannot be completely ruled out in Edinburgh and the Lothian if cases continue to rise. KTD, Interim Director of Public Health at NHS Lothian, said, "We all need to do our bit. If we don't act now, the situation over the Christmas period could be bleak." The reality is that unless we adhere to the rules more rigorously, we could soon be faced with tighter restrictions and even further lockdown. COVID is serious. It is unpredictable and it can be deadly. You may not believe that COVID could impact you, but I would urge you all to stop and think. Your actions could pass COVID on and put someone at serious risk. NHS Lothian is advising residents across Edinburgh and the Lothians to meet with one other household in a group of more than 6 people when indoors and outside, while maintaining 2 metre social distancing at all times. This does not include children under 12. In one day, people should not meet up with more than 4 other households to limit the transmission risk. If you find yourself in an area where it is difficult to socially distance from others, for example in a supermarket, wear a face covering if you are able. The Health Authority also advise that if a park, bench or other public area is already very busy, people should go elsewhere. The public is also being encouraged to download the Protect Scotland app. Well, we'll go further up, folks. a Balmoral hotel ahead of us. Street. That's the TK Mac, Edinburgh TK Mac up that way. Scott monument from the side. Waverley across the road there. That's where the Christmas market used to be, when it's all in darkness there. That used to be where the Edinburgh Christmas market was held. As you can see, no market here this year. Castle in the distance there, Edinburgh Castle. Entrance to Waverley Station. Weatherspoons not operating just now, they're closed. taxi rank there. They're not very busy. Edinburgh Bus Tours Office.
Well, sand, like he's...
Most of the pubs are closed down this street. As you can see, more people going around this sector as well. Starting to get out and about.
Why don't you do some dancing?
Young ladies are participating in our video tonight. Just going to ask them a few questions in reference to the COVIDs. What's your name, dude?
Esther.
Esther and
Ishana.
Esther and Ishala.
Ishana.
Ishana, I beg
Yeah.
your pardon. Now we'll start off with Esther. What do you think of this COVID situation that we're in?
I think it's very scary.
It is.
Unprecedented times.
Yes. And of course we're in lockdown 3 in Edinburgh here. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is down south. I do believe that some of the restrictions are even more than that.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see the people out and about compared to April when we did the video in April of the complete lockdown.
Yeah.
And everywhere was deserted. All the streets were completely deserted. So it's nice to see the people getting out and about now.
Yeah, it is nice.
And of course
to
you
go
get a
out.
chance to do some of your Christmas shopping.
Exactly, yeah.
And your opinion of the situation?
I also think it is a bit sad at the moment. It's a scary time. Lots of people are in a very difficult situation, especially people who can't see their families. But we're getting through it,
Getting through it.
and that's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
This is our friend.
Isabel.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Now, here we come to Isabel now.
Hi.
And your opinion, Isabel, of the situation?
Same. It's a bit I can't swear, can I? Can I swear?
If you like.
It's a bit shit. It's a nice wake-up call for like environmental issues and slowing down your pace of life, but
Yes.
maybe not worth the amount of debt and Tory government being bullshit again and again.
But the
yeah.
world's in a hell of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we've got all these climate changes going on all over the place. We've got China is practically turning into a sea, and all the other countries there have been affected with different climate changes,
Yeah.
causing catastrophic people losing their homes and being misplaced all over the place. You know, so 2020 has been a hell of a destructive year, really.
It feels like a decade's worth of natural disasters.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time before we get everything cleaned up properly.
Definitely.
And
Oh,
of course, the scientists and experts are reckoning we've only got 12 years left
Well,
to turn the corner and turn it round and try and get things back.
I know.
And after the 12 years, they reckon that we can't change anything.
I think it's too late. I think we've gone past the point of
Yeah, it's
no
the
return.
beginning of the end now.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking a person the other day there what his view was, and he says, well, it's impossible to try and fix all this because you've got one half of the world that understands what's going on,
Yeah.
and you've got
Okay.
the other half of the world ignorant to the fact that they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
unless you get everybody going together, it's just going to be hopeless.
I know.
Anyway, sorry about all the doom and gloom there, girls.
No,
it's
But thank you very much for taking part.
thanks.
No worries.
You have a nice time in Edinburgh.
Thanks.
Is this you doing your Christmas shopping?
Yeah, we are.
Students.
We live here.
Oh, okay. Then. Well, if you want to see yourself on the YouTube, it's Munro's Journey.
Cool.
MUNRO''S Journeys.
Okay.
Make sure you get the S's in.
Right.
I will.
And spell Munro correctly. MUNRO.
Okay.
Rose journeys.
Well, Munro's Journeys. Well, you have a nice night then, girls.
Yes, you too.
Okay, enjoy your stay in Edinburgh.
Thanks.
And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You too.
Bye-bye. Well, that was 3 young people giving their opinion of the situation that we're in. And coming up towards the Royal Mile. We've got the Christmas decorations up on this street anyway.
Point to get the cat going, and then the cat going.
Now we've got another street musician here cheering us up.
Sometimes I still think about you. Oh, sometimes I wish that you'd call. Sometimes I feel you're right here with me, and still it's the sweetest of all. Oh, wasn't it sweetest of all, babe? Oh, wasn't it sweetest of all? I wasn't your first love, I wasn't your last. Oh, wasn't it sweetest of all? Oh, good Christmas.
Just saying to my followers, it's nice to see people like musicians like yourself playing and cheering us up
Well, I'm trying to.
over this Christmas period. And the young piper Alexander, he's in Princess Street, and we thanked him as well. I want to thank you
All right, thanks very much.
from me and all my followers for cheering us up.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. All
Well
the best
done.
to everybody. Have a
Right.
lovely Christmas.
And all the best to you.
Right, thanks very much.
Oh, that's uplifting when you see the buskers giving us a Christmas rendition. Gives it a feeling that there's life coming in back into the place when you see the artists performing there. We're coming up to the Royal Mile now. Still 1 or 2 shops open yet, as you can see. Santa Claus busking in Edinburgh. Oh, this is the Royal Mile. Not so busy here. This is in Princess Street, but we'll take a walk up. Now, if you can remember, back in April, this street was absolutely deserted. But as you can see now, there is a few people going around. Hand washing with soap and water for at least 20 seconds or hand sanitizer is also being advised. This should be done upon returning home. going into work or any new building, and when you sneeze or cough, and when you eat or handle food, avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth with unwashed hands. Face coverings should be worn in shops, on public transport and public premises such as railway stations, bus stations and airports, and in other indoor public places such as restaurants when not seated, barriers and places of worship. If you develop symptoms, high fever, persistent cough and loss of taste or smell, you must self-isolate and order a COVID test through the NHS. You should get tested in the first 3 days of symptoms appearing, although testing is effective until day 5. You won't normally be tested after day 5 unless it's for a specific reason, which will be agreed on a case-by-case basis. If you do not have any symptoms of COVID-19, you should not book a test. Further information on COVID-19, including symptom checkers and general testing advice, is available on the NHS information website. Well, that's a little bit of information there for you folks. Still people getting married. Isn't that nice? Life goes on. Castle there in the distance, see it? Bank Street we're coming down to now. Bank Street. Leading to Princess Street. Christmas tree up there. corner of Market Street there. Market Street leading down to towards Princess Street. As you can remember, April there was no there wasn't even any traffic around. The traffic's being able to move about now. Wind getting up again. Coming back into Princess Street now, folks. Trying going by there. So there we are, folks. Our insight into Edinburgh in Tier 3 conditions. As you can see, it's a big difference from what it was on lockdown in April. People are starting to get out and about, starting to go into the shops. So let's hope that everyone can stick to the rules, and let's get by Christmas and into the new year. And as long as we're sticking to the rules, everything should be okay. Let's stick together on this. Pull together. So, signing out. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll catch you all on the next journey. Bye for now.